The story of how I met this lady in a record shop one afternoon after school. A lady who sat with me on the hottest of days under the dogwood, so beautiful she was, real slim and shady. She was born in New York, the Bronx I believe, and I met her around 2003. At that time I was about 13. She was real dope and had a history that, although unfamiliar to me, wasn't too big of a mystery because you see, she was something like a celebrity. And so before we could kick it, she invited this 90s baby to play catch-up before claiming to represent her, so I did. She told me about her struggles, schooled me on her travels. Yo, she was an artist. With the ability to break down the differences of racial dealings via geological difference using factually backed inferences, and no, she dared not spare feelings because I could tell she could give a damn about sensitivity, so again, intently I listened. She taught me about an era where gold dookie ropes were the methods in which the stars glisten, and even mentioned how dancing on cardboard released physically her creative tension within every pop lock dip, and tagging her calling card in bright pink paint allowed her to be heard out of the spray can she traveled everywhere that train went. And her best friend, although destined to be deemed a sidekick, was an equalizer. A rare gem when Salt and Pepper was rocking with a third chick who could spin. This lady saved me. Educating the masses on the statistics of politics and the streets through her son's Boogie Down P and Public Enemy. But if I called her, she would respond, soothing me with a little jazz, and that's when I fell in love. Midnight Marauders, Mecca and the Soul Brother, and of course Jasmine Taz allowed me solace from above, so it's here, where this lady and I formed a bond as if of hydro and carbon, simply that of one, and yet she wasn't done. All had to be addressed, and she and I took a journey out west for hits of the chronic. She introduced me to Dre, and till this day, you can say what you want to say, but he, Pop, Snoop, and Nate took a beat and just murdered and raped. So down south is where we, as outcasts, went in an effort to escape. Diary of Scarface, for on the outside looking in, she taught me what 8-Ball and MJG really meant. This lady schooled me on the ways of loyalty, and firsthand I became aware of his part in creating dynasties for Rockefeller, Bad Boy, No Limit, and Def Jam had stints as royalty. Together we mourned both Big and Pop, honoring their legacies. Beef was involved, that's also when Jay-Z starts mentioning condoms and baby seats. That's essentially a rivalry. You see a folks on a little girl named Roxanne, while KRS-One lyrically boxed MC Shan, and Wu-Tang had it off with Slaughterhouse Plan, but then once 50 burst on the scene, Ja lost his rule and has yet to return. Thus the that life wasn't simply the rainbows and the hearts I was seeing. She became the being that replaced my naivety. The oversized earphones, MP3 shuffle tones, word for word. She is who I heard. This lady, she is hip-hop. It just can't be stopped. So as I recall that day I met her in the record shop, I smiled because it was classic vinyl. At 13, in 2003, she had me caught. Once again, she's hip-hop. Not rock, soul, blues, or pop. She's all of that and more. In the dopest form that you see, she is me because she's a culture like no other. So my sister, my brother, I know why together we can't help but to love her.